Okay, this is 1.4, excuse me, in the Algebra 2 Honors. We're going to now factor trinomials when a is not a 1. I'm going to do a couple examples. We're going to get to do some out of the assignment, 3 to 47 odds. Now, in this case, ax squared plus bx plus c. Can you tell me again what a times c would equal? 5 times 6 is 30. What is b? Is negative 17, right? Now, I need to list all the factors of 30 that I can. So I'll start writing them out. 30 times 1, negative 30 times negative 1. 15 times 2, negative 15 times negative 2. 10 times 3, negative 10 times negative 3. I need them to add to negative 17. Have I found one yet? So here's the difference. To get 5x squared, there's only one way to get it because 5 is a prime number, would be 5x times x. 5x times x gives me the 5x squared. What I do, and I suggest you do, is connect the outsides and the insides. This number 5 goes into which of these numbers? Evenly. 5 goes into the negative 15, so I'll put that up here. And this is a 1 here, so the other number is negative 2. So what I usually do is I say 5 times what equals negative 15. I'll say it again. 5 times what equals negative 15. 5 times negative 3 equals negative 15. 1 times what equals negative 2. 1 times what is negative 2. And that would be a negative 2. Now, just double check, does last times last equal last? Does negative 2 times this negative 3, does it equal the last? Negative times negative is a positive, right? So we have that factored. Again, there are little as one extra step when a is not a 1. So now we're going to do example 5a, which is an actual equation. To get 3x squared, it has to be 3x times x. What's a times c on this one? A times c is negative 24. And what's b? 10. So I need things that multiply to negative 24 and add to 10. With practice, you'll get pretty good at it. Those the 12 and negative 2, they multiply to negative 24, but they also add to 10, right? 3 goes into which of those numbers? The 12 or the negative 2? The 12, right? So I put the 12 up here and the negative 2 down here. 3 times what is 12? 3 times 4, I think, is 12, right? 3 times 4, positive 4 is 12. Remember, there's a 1 here. 1 times what is negative 2? 1 times what is negative 2? Negative 2. So we have 3x minus 2 times the quantity of x plus 4 equals 0. Remember the zero product theorem? You have to make each of these factors equal to 0. So you take 3x minus 2, make it equal 0. Add 2, divide by 3. So this answer is 2/3. If you did x plus 4 equals 0, you'd get an answer of x equaling negative 4. Again, many trinomials, when they're quadratics, are going to have at most 2 solutions or zeros. Okay, since we're doing 3 to 47 odds, here's a few just sampling of questions. 2x squared, this is the first one in the assignment. 2x squared plus 5x plus 3, we want to factor it. To get 2x squared, there's only one way, 2x times x. Can anybody tell me what a times c is in this particular one? 6, and what's b? 5. So I want things that multiply to 6 and add to 5. With practice, you'll go to them pretty fast. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. Again, it has to add to the b and multiply to the ac. 2 goes into which of those numbers? Excuse me. 2 goes into the 2, right? So I put the 2 on top and the 3 on bottom. 2 times what is 2? 2 times what is 2? Be a positive 1. There's a 1 here. 1 times what is 3? 1 times 3 is 3. So as long as last times last equals last, we probably have this factored correctly. And I would say that 3 times 1 does equal 3, so I think we have that factored properly. Now this is the difference of squares. Could 9x squared be 3x quantity squared? And there's a formula for the difference of squares, a squared minus b squared. That's going to factor into a plus b times a minus b. So this thing is going to factor into a, what's a? 3x plus and 3x minus, what's b here? Just a 1. So you should have 3x plus 1 times a quantity of 3x minus 1. So that's number 3 and number 13. Okay, that's 3 and 13. On to now, here's one like 33. Now, on this is an equation. I want to solve it. Can I factor an 11 out of both of those? Always look for common factors first. Do you agree that 4 times 11 is 44? Now, this factors is the difference of squares, q plus 2, q minus 2. And I have to make each factor equal 0. However, can 11 ever equal 0 if there's no variable in it? No, 11 will not equal 0. So if I make this equal 0 and I subtract 2, I get one answer. If I make this equal 0 and I add 2, I would have my other answer. Now, finding zeros, you do the same way. You want to basically make the y a 0. So I want to make the y a 0. They're called roots, solutions, or zeros. This one's a little different. To get 4x squared, there's two possibilities. 4x times x or 2x times 2x. Either way, I'd have 4x squared, right? Now, what's a times c on this one? 4 times negative 5, negative 20. And what's b? Negative 19. So that kind of tells me I'd use these because they multiply to negative 20 and they add to 19. Does 4 go into one of, does 2 go into the 20? But does 2 go into 1 evenly? No. So it's really not that one. We're going to connect the outsides. 4 times 4 goes into the 20, so I put it there. Guys, I need to finish this. 4 times what is negative 20? Negative 5. 1 times what is 1? 1. You make this factor equal 0, subtract 1, divide by 4. And if you make x minus 5 equals 0 and you just add the 5, you'd have your other answer. Anyway, I hope these help. Good luck with the assignment.